Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye, and I'm here with probably the most controversial camera going on right now. The Sony A9 is the thing of the past, but the Canon EOS 6D Mark II is the controversy. Now, this isn't going to be a full review or anything. I'm literally going to take it out of the box. I have not touched it yet. I literally picked this up from Best Buy. None of this is sponsored. I bought this by, all myself. $2,000. One of the things is it's like, why don't you just have a Canon 80D? Because it's practically the same thing. But I always said, if I had a full frame version of the Canon 80D, I love full frame glass, I love the full frame look, I would get it. And this is essentially that. So let's just look at it. I have two lenses that I'm going to throw on it, and I'll just give my first impressions as well. But I'm actually going to do my due diligence and actually give this a test, not just sit behind a keyboard or a desk and talk about specs and crap on the camera without actually, using the thing. I'll get into all that stuff when I do my actual review soon, but keep an eye out for the 80D, which is filming me right now, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison with this as well. But let's dive into this. A lot of people are saying that it pretty much feels like the same camera as the Canon 80D, but as you look inside, this is the unboxing experience. You just get a thick manual, one manual, which a lot of companies should do. Accessories right here, camera right here. In regards to your accessories, you get the typical old Canon charger that you can just plug right into the wall. The LPE6 or whatever it's called, and I think that's the N, the newer one. You get the 6D Mark II strap, which I like to collect. I think those are fun. And then you get the camera right here. So bring it out, boom. Comes in this sweet Canon cloth. And here we go right here. The Canon 6D Mark II. First impressions, I've been used to the 80D for a couple months now. It's been like a video grace saving for me. And it feels very, very, very similar to the 80D. Once again, this is a big step for Canon because this is one of their first full frame cameras with the tilt out screen that's popular for, making these type of videos, changing up the way you shoot and everything like that. And it feels almost the same. It actually feels maybe just a touch heavier. And the grip is probably a little more slim here, but it's a little bit deeper compared to the 80D. Once again, I'll do my side-by-side with that. I might show my first impressions in this video. But I mean, you pretty much get everything that you see from that onto here. The big omission right here is the no headphone jack, if that matters to some people, where the 80D has that. This does, unfortunately, only have one single card slot, which my absolute winner would have been a joystick and a dual SD card system, kind of like how the 7D system has. But overall, yeah, I don't know, it feels good. I'm gonna throw the battery in this real quick and see how it plays around. So I'm gonna throw on right here I'll do the 16-35 f4 lens, whatever the first version was. And just when you kind of turn it on and off, you already do kind of hear a big shutter sound. So it is not the most quiet camera in the entire world, but so we'll go with that. So this is the look with the 16-35 lens. It focuses pretty well. I mean, it feels pretty well. This is pretty much a brand new lens. So just kind of messing around with this right here. Let's see what this is on. AF, I'm gonna do one shot. Drive, single shot's fine. Metering, I like to do kind of center weighted a little bit. And yeah, that's kind of what we have all about right here. Everything's pretty external for the most part. You have your AF on kind of by your thumb, which is a great thing. You can kind of hit the start and stop button on the back real quick a little bit if you're not too careful, but that's the same thing you can get with those, any of these lenses. But, just kind of looking through it right here, 16-35. I mean, you know what though? That's actually that's pretty sharp for the most part. Now, I can confirm that it is a little tough with everything grouped to the center, but I'm gonna throw on the 24-70 to see what it looks like as well. Here's the 24-70. It feels maybe a little front heavy with something like this. I'll set all that stuff later. But the touchscreen is super easy to use. This is the 24-70 version 2. So if I want to focus on the Canon part back there, that'll play back. I mean, it's finding focus. I mean, I'm in extreme light. I literally have a light right here and then the camera right here. So if I go wider, maybe if I kind of underexpose a little bit, so something like that right there. So it's doing actually a little decent job, but my first impressions are that it feels very comfortable. I mean, it does. I mean, obviously I'm going to take this outside, and especially when I do the side-by-side between the 80D and I do the actual review, it's going to tell its tales right there, but it's, you know, it's pretty fast autofocusing wise. I mean, I know it comes down to the lens too. That's kind of the first impressions of it. Once again, no flash on it, so that might disappoint some people. But for the stuff that I do, I don't use flash, on-camera flash. I always use some kind of off-camera flash, and I've got plenty of videos talking about those. But this is the Canon 6D Mark II with the 24-70, 16-35, and it feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel horrible. I will do a full review. Stay tuned for the 6D Mark II side-by-side against the 80D just to see the results of 1080p at 60 frames, 30 frames, and you can see if one's softer. I'll do a dynamic range test as well to see what it is and go from there. But that's the unboxing, first impressions hands-on of the Canon 6D Mark II. And we will put it through its paces to see if I wasted $2,000 or not on this camera. Because if I did, I'll return it and get something else. But if not, I think this could be a steal for a lot of people, even though it's a little bit controversial. But I'll tell you what, this camera is selling very well. Pre-ordering, it's hard to even get in stores. So, you know, see what it is.